Welcome to Take It from the Ironwoman. My name is Susanne Müller, your host and the Ironwoman. This podcast is about empowering yourself and others to make real changes in the world. You will hear from everyday, smart, sophisticated, hip people like you and me. Not everybody has to be an Ironwoman to impress the world. Together, we will learn from the sports and business leaders how you can become a more successful person as an entrepreneur or a leader. It's one step at a time, one day at a time. Take your steps now. Take your big steps now. Join me on this journey to success. Take it from the Ironwoman. We only have special guests, and today we go to Jamila. She's an award-winning Ugandan social entrepreneur and educator. Jamila, please introduce yourself and tell us your story. We're eager to hear and learn.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here. My name is Jamila Mayanja, the founder and team leader at Smart Girls Uganda. It's a social enterprise that started to empower girls and women to live a healthy and economically sustainable lifestyles. But to start Smart Girls, it starts from my own personal story, actually. I come from a family of 14 children. My late father had 4 wives. He was not a poor guy. He was fairly what we'd call a rich Haji because we are Muslims. Growing up in a big family is really hard. There was still a lot of tradition and norms that mostly when it came to menstrual hygiene and growing up. When I was growing up, I was in primary school. I was a very shy girl because I was always bigger than my peers in my class. I started really my menstruation periods really. And in Uganda, still, even right now, there's still a taboo around talking about menstrual hygiene very young. Parents still leave that conversation to teachers when you're in primary school, or they call what they say singers that are aunties. In a big family, when I started my periods young, it was a house help who helped me around using toilet paper. And she actually didn't tell me to change this toilet paper. So I mapped my dress in primary and I ended up going through a lot of menstrual bullying in primary school. I hated going to school when I was in my periods because I always feared I would map my dress or I would end up being bullied. Later on, when I went to secondary school, I went to an all-girls school, which was like my safe space, which I ended up blossoming. This was a school with girls from all sizes, for all religions, all tribes, all colors. I felt so safe. It grew my self-esteem. I told myself I'm amazing. I was in every club that was at school. I even started a club. So that's why I feel my inspiration of starting Smart Girls started in secondary school. And some of the programs that I started doing came from the inspiration of the things that I went through in primary school and secondary school. That's where the inspiration actually started from. To start Smart Girls Uganda. Fast forward, when I finished my university, I tried to work as a marketing manager, but I was not happy. I kept on volunteering in a number of organizations until one day I woke up. I'm like, what? I need to quit my job as a marketing manager and take the leap of faith and start Smart Girls Uganda. I did it for some time. I went into school mentor girls. It wasn't working out very well. Many organizations were in school trying to support girls in school. I felt I was trying to cover something that was not working. I also started a laundry business where I would help young people out of school. Actually, it was sex workers. I would give them door-to-door laundry services, put them into entrepreneur and employable skills training. It worked for some time and later until it wasn't working anymore. So when I started Smart Girls, it was such a huge struggle for a few years. I almost gave up until one day I was watching an animation called Zootopia. It's about a small bunny that wanted to be a policewoman and invade these big, huge hippos and elephants. And in my head, I wondered, why am I accepting to fail? Why shouldn't I aspire myself like this small bunny? I shouldn't give up my work. And I should challenge the girls that I've empowered in the laundry business because they had skipped out of the businesses they had started to believe that they are worth much more. So it's with that, that I actually started one of our biggest programs called the Girls with Tools. I started challenging the former sex workers as empowering and some of the young people who are out of school, the girls, to actually get into male-dominated STEM skill sets. That is mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, water engineering, carpentry and welding. And I told them that, yes, I've been mentoring you in the past to go and do it. And you've been starting gender-friendly businesses. I believe you can do this. And that now launched Smart Girls back onto the map. And later on, prior, I had also traveled to the US at Dartmouth University, and I had learned about human-centered design. So while I was doing the Girls with Tools, I also decided to start practicing human-centered design, inspiring the fellow young women that are empowering and skilling to start innovating around renewable energy, around recycling, saving the environment, to make them different from the usual traditional engineer that I was helping them at. And oh my God, we ended up now creating our own innovation that we call the recycled solar smart bag that we use to help girls, younger girls, to stay in school during their menstruation periods and give them lighting after dark. And now this comes from my story, from the fact that I always wanted to help girls stay in school during their menstruation periods, to empower them to say, it is okay, your period, it's your human. So Smart Girls gave me a chance to give back to the girls who went through worse situations than I did. And the innovation is doing amazing. And now we're innovating more. We're doing like a scrappage recycling system around, because the EV mobility, electrical mobility is becoming huge now. And it's bringing a lot of scrappage around fuel cars and fuel bikes. So with my girls also, we are recycling fuel bikes to try and get them in very beautiful pieces to show that as much as technology is coming on board, there's so much we can do. I also noticed that as much as I'm skilling the girls, technology is actually building. Now we also added a Girls in Tech program where all the girls that go through my program, even those who are not part of my program, we put up computers and we partnered with a mobile company, MTN, free internet, so that they can get tech literacy that can help them in their normal daily jobs. From my story before, it has been rough, but finally we are here and now have and empowering more than 200 young people every year and selling more than 5,000 bags every year for the solar smart bags.
Congratulations, first of all. What are the ages of the girls that are coming to your program?
For the different programs, like for the Girls with Tools, we try and have girls that are above the age of 14, because we believe that ones below 14 it's better they stay in traditional education. And that's the reason, and we started the Solar Smart Bag so that we use it now to target the ages below the age of 14 so that they can stay more in school. We noticed when we're doing the skilling, it's harder to skill a girl who has no education. So it's better they have a little bit of additional education. It's easier for them to learn these male-dominated skill sets, these STEM skill sets. It is a rule for us that the latter of the Girls with Tools benefits the girls above 14, and the recycled solar smart bag benefits the girls below the age of 14. Though we have some who are older who take also the bag for themselves because we are a social enterprise.
Tell us a little more about that social smart bag. It sounds like something magical.
We are sold out. I wish I'd bought one to show you. So it is a bag. It started from this first prototype. I think I missed the story a little bit when I was introducing it. When I was starting Smart Girls, I used to do a lot of father-daughter dance fundraising events so that I would fundraise for reusable pads to give to young girls in school. So later on, I noticed just giving the girls reusable pads in the rural areas was not working to keep them in school, because most schools in the rural areas actually do not have wash facilities in school, and the girls walk quite a distance from home to school. Most of them do not just carry a book where they write like maybe 3 subjects in primary school. You're giving them a reusable pad. They do not have where to carry it from. And if they get maybe like a paper bag to carry it to school, this is a reusable pad that if they change it and they don't wash it on time, it will smell. Or if they are able to get where to wash it, they don't have where to hang it. Most of them preferred to use the reusable pads from home. We did a first prototype that was all cloth that had where they could be able to carry their pads and where they could carry their books from home to school. and it worked for some time. But Uganda has some very heavy rainy seasons. Because we had made the bag cloth, the content would get wet. So they'll get to school and the pads are wet. We had to sit back and we developed another prototype, and we made the bag all plastic to make it waterproof. And that worked for some time. But there was a component of a few girls that when they would get home, they would end up doing a lot of housework. And by the time they're done, it's dark, and they live in houses that do not have lighting. The electricity that has not yet got into their villages. So because of that, they are behind schoolwork. And their parents or guardians start judging them. They've given you all these things. They've given you all these facilities, and you're still behind schoolwork. We need to pull you out of school and marry you off because you're useless. How do we solve this to absolutely keep a girl in school with a bag? So the bag, it's a play around recycled material, African fabric, a solar panel that is sewed onto the bag that is charging a light bulb, that when the girls are walking to school, the solar panel is charging this light bulb. They have a component where they keep their unused reusable pads. When they get to school, they have a plastic wallet where they can put the used pads. So when they get back home, they can wash the pads, while after that, they can use the light bulb to read their books. Absolutely keeping a girl in school. And later on, we also noticed the boys were feeling left out. We also created another prototype that is just for the boys, that does not have the reusable pads, so that the boys can also appreciate. We appreciate you can't empower a girl without empowering the boy child. Absolutely empowering the girl.
Wow, that's a fantastic story. And I love that you also have a bag for the boys, because I always feel like we need to include everybody. And if we just talk about girls, yes, this is important, and we need to keep the girls in school and help them. But the boys also need to be part of that conversation, and it should not be behind doors. They need to know what's happening in a girl's or a woman's life.
I agree, absolutely, because we learned this the hard way. Even with that's just the skilling. We first used to skill only girls within our skill center, but now we do 80% girls and 20% boys. And the boys are proud to be our smart boys, because before, the guardians of the girls, the guardians of the girls, mostly the boys, used to pull them out of the skill center with lying to them. They're going to be so empowered. They're going to beat them up. It ended up promoting more gender-based violence. And we thought, how do we show that boys and the men that it is okay for the girl to do the job you're actually doing? And we noticed it was from involving them starting from within the skill sets. They already have their own jobs. We have a men engagement day at our skill center where we invite the men in our girls' lives to practice with them, to see what they're doing, to visit the skills they're doing, so that they feel appreciated. We empower them the importance of giving these girls the skills. We've had more impact adding them within the girl in the journey of connecting them to work, the journey of having fellow men, boys skilled with the girls that can advocate with them when they get out of our safe space and are in the job market, to show that, of course, I've skilled with this girl. She's amazing. So don't feel shy employing her, because I've seen her capabilities. So it's sad that we have to do it that way, but it's more important to have buy-in because we live with them in the community.
Yeah, that's a very smart idea. If you alienate one population, as you said, it creates more aggression or jealousy. And we look into the future. What is your dream, your wish for your organization? How can we support you?
Oh my God, my dream is so huge. I have a dream to build not just a massive school. I want to build a skilling village for our girls with tools. My biggest challenge has been skill is really not cheap. It's really expensive with machinery. Every day technology is changing. When you're training someone in electrical engineering, they have to cut the wires. So you cannot reuse the wire, though we are figuring out to use. I'm very keen with recycling. Something with welding, they have to cut the metal, put it back. Metal, so the more you fabricate it, the more it also says, I'm tired. My biggest challenge is, of course, at the moment where my skill center is, I'm on a lease. I have a dream of buying my own acres and acres of land, building a skilling city whereby I'm having girls certified not only for Uganda, but for the world, but also really training them to be ready for the future technologies that are coming up. I'm going to have the first EV mobility academy on my skill center. That dream is that, but I'm having that dream without even having an electrical vehicle at my car to train my girls. So you can imagine what I have so far is a company that is hoping and has not yet donated, is hoping to donate an electrical motorbike. I do not overlook support. You have someone who comes in to give back a skill, a coding skill. You have someone who comes back to give on an engineering skill. You have someone who sponsors a girl because it costs us each girl $310 each year to skill one girl for the girls with tools. And then for the smart bags, with our solar smart bags, with each bag we sell, we make another we give out for free. So we've had people who have donated the bags and maybe they bought for themselves because we made another prototype that has a bag that has in a light that acts as a power bank where you can be able to charge your phone. We have most tourists that buy such a bag that when you're traveling in an area where you won't easily be able to access where to charge your phone, this is something that you can buy. And when you buy this solar bag, it's helping us make another bag we are giving out at no cost to a girl that needs it. That's how we've been sourcing support from sales, from grants, but from someone out there who wants to hire a girl, mostly in Uganda, because we're not yet out of the country, but also sponsoring a girl to take up this skill set.
You seem to be a very busy and happy person. I love your pink that you're wearing today. What do you do to rejuvenate and recharge your batteries?
I love watching movies. I literally and cartoons. I literally disappear from my workplace. I do not mind being in the movie cinema alone. I can be at the cinema the whole day. To the extent I have a membership of almost all the cinemas in Uganda. And then I love traveling. I love going somewhere and I know I'm not going to lay my bed. The hotel staff is going to come and lay it. Today I'm not going to make my breakfast. So even when I'm watching movies, I'm out with my friends we call them staycations for simple vacation because I don't have yet time to take away like a full month vacation. I can't handle being away. If I can be away for a weekend with my girls, my friends, or with my husband or my son and just really out eating very nice food and sleeping in a very big bed and getting out of the bed without knowing that we're coming back and it's laid and made. That's what I like to do for fun. But I watch a lot of movies. When I'm stressed, I will take off a day and go to the cinema.
And what is your favorite movie or cartoon?
Zootopia is my favorite all-time cartoon, and Frozen.
Oh,
This is another one. There's El Canto. Oh, I love it also. Oh my God, I love so many. Yeah, no, I'll keep on telling you so many. I love so many. But those are the first top three.
So we thank you so much to get a glimpse into your life. And we sure want to support you, all your endeavors that you've done. And first of all, also congratulate. So thank you so much, Jamila.
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed it.
What a wonderful conversation. What are you taking away? An important topic to help the girls, but also include the boys. We're all here to support each other and elevate each other. Take it from the Ironwoman. We have episodes every Monday. Don't miss out. Cool stories are here to be shared and you can learn from everybody. And Take It from the Ironwoman is also the book Global Business Coaching with Sports Parallels. Subscribe on all the social media channels. Thank you so much for your support. Bye-bye.